All right, Comedy Accelerator Workshop, week 27, recap. This week we talked about lots of stuff, but we started in the career section with this idea of beacons, which is something I use in my other work, my other world of marketing and persuasion design for companies. But it also helps with stand-ups, I think. If you want to be organized. If you don't, if you just want to go do your stuff, go do it. But if you want to be organized, pop into the Comedy Accelerator. There are different types of beacons that essentially you set something. The idea of a beacon is that you set something, a light, a very specific goal up on a mountain that you can see all the time, and it organizes what you're working towards. In stand-up, this is a lot. There are a lot of different beacons that people use. If they don't think about it this way. They're little local beacons where when you first start out, you're just looking to get on stage. We had 2 or 3 people at the workshop this week for the first time who literally had said they'd never been on stage. And so, that's a beacon. I want to get up and try this. One guy said that he had been thinking about this ever since his early 20s, and he's in his 50s. So that's like 30 years of a little beacon back there. It's always kind of bugging you. Getting on awesome stages, trying out new material, having fun, learning the game, hanging out with community. Those are sort of the local initial beacons people have. Then a lot of people do stand-up for personal beacons, meaning they have some type of inner development that they want from stand-up. They think it'd be a cool achievement. It's right up there for some people with like climbing Mount Everest or something, or going to base camp. It's a journey. It's something they're taking on, and I think it's cool, which is great. If that's the way you look at stand-up and you want to develop as an artist or you want to do something amazing, go for it. The way I approach stand-up, probably because I've done it for so long now, it started out as a personal beacon in some ways for me. I thought it was just kind of cool. Like, that was weird to actually get on stage. But now I have 2 sort of main beacons that I use. The first is quality beacon. I only want to get involved with people and projects that want to take things to at least pro level and even higher. Like it's been produced by a great Hollywood team. So stand-up that's so good that it really does stuff for you when people see it. It sort of breaks open the world. And that ties into the second beacon, which is money-worthy comedy. That if you have money as a beacon in stand-up, that's not a bad thing. A lot of artistic more stand-ups or personal development stand-ups or the art of stand-up don't think comedy should be sort of developed for money. But when I talk about that, it's basically, does your comedy have a market? Are there fans that are going to particularly drawn to your particular type of comedy? Is it money worthy? And money at the point where it changes things for everybody. There's so much money coming in from a very developed audience that likes what you do in particular that it can change the lives of pretty much everybody involved in that project. And when that happens, it's super cool. And that's always kind of in the back of my mind. How do we create really big money worthy comedy? And as far as the money beacon goes, even at the lower levels, one of the things I think you should think about, it's not just doing stand-up for money. It's using stand-up to be seen or to get involved in a bunch of other sub-parts of stand-up or sub-assets of entertainment where you can make money. Stand-up is hard to make money in. You have to get famous somehow. You have to develop a bunch of material. You have to travel. There's a lot of things that go into making money as stand-up that are challenging. But if you have a good look, if you're an interesting character, if you have acting skills, if you have personal charisma, energy, you can get into things like commercial acting. You can host things. You can suddenly be a producer. There's lots of things that you can do or be plugged into that aren't stand-up, which you can develop in stand-up and which help your stand-up, but they're assets. So think about those things too. It's a lot easier to make money sometimes on a side area than it is on stand-up itself. A lot of the money has gotten squeezed out of stand-up. And that brings us to the main thing that I sort of railed about this week a little bit during the workshop. When you get an opportunity in stand-up, they are more rare than you think, and you should treat them like gold. So it doesn't matter what the upgrade opportunity is. Suddenly, a headliner's like, "You want to come along and work with me at the Improv in Ontario, California? Open the show." Take that super seriously and crush it when you do it. If you get on Kill Tony, there's never been anything like Kill Tony in the history of stand-up comedy. where low-level comics can get instant access to 5 million people. Treat that opportunity like what it is, a real opportunity. Two workshoppers from the past week, Lorenzo and Greg, both got on Kill Tony on this past edition. And Greg had a really interesting experience on there, I thought, a really interesting appearance. His stand-up was okay. I think he's funnier than actually he showed during the stand-up section. But it was during the interview section that he said something about himself that gave him a different story than all other stand-ups. And it's something really positive to me. And it was one of those things that everybody reacted to. I could feel it in the moment. The whole panel reacted to it, which means that if he had thought about that and really driven it and developed it, it would give him a second gear in stand-up. Yes, you're trying to be funny, but yes, you're also trying to be unique. There's, I don't know, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 people right now in America, just in America. And these all around the world, people are thinking about trying to become stand-ups now. And they're all trying to get on Kill Tony. They're all trying to sort of hack into the system so they can get known. But the question is, are you ready to make real money and sort of imprint really strongly on a market when you do that and get real fans? And you do that by being different and by having a story, by being a character. And Greg did. And it's one of those things I would love for him to follow up on and see if he can make money with it really fast. And I never tell people, never stop developing as a stand-up. Hopefully you can become one of those super funny, legendary stand-ups who change everything just because of something unique about them and the way they do comedy. But realistically, that is very, very, very rare. You can still make money. You can still have a real career by being funny and have other things alongside it that let people become your fans. So keep thinking about that and keep trying to develop that. And then I was like, okay, enough preaching. I kind of got off on it a little bit in the workshop. Finally, in the upgrade hour, where everybody steps into the upgradery, and we treat this like a professional setting where I'm not teaching, I'm not really trying to coach. I'm more about, think about me as a producer for an hour. And I'm a producer of a show that, for whatever reason, wants to hire stand-ups. And so everybody's going to go up on stage and they get a minute to interest the producer and show the producer what they can do. And everybody gets feedback on 4 areas. These are the 4 primary areas in stand-up that I work with all the time. Number 1 is script quality. Do you have punchlines, tags, and act-outs? Is everything you say charged with comedy? Or is there dead space in your script, wasted space? Have you removed all the deadlines, all the poor, weaker jokes, all the confusion? Have you amped every single place in the script where you can get laughs? And that's everything. Every word you choose, every phrase, every image, every sensation, every emotion. If it's great stand-up script, it's all been worked on. So that's the first thing we look at is, what is the quality of your script? And I'll give quick feedback about people. We do rewrites. People make suggestions about script issues. Second is performance quality. Is your core delivery great as a comic, as who you are on stage most of the time, your core persona? And then, are your acting skills great? Those are the 2 kind of areas of performance to think about. Like, can you be a funny person consistently? And then when you do characters and scenes within your script, can you act those characters in interesting, powerful ways? And that means using your voice, face, your body, your hands, your costuming, the emotions you show, all of these at an incredibly high creative level. So that when you do something, the performance itself gets laughs. On really great stand-up, the script gets laughs, but it's reinforced instantly by great performance that gets laughs. So it has these dual channels going on at all times. Third thing you look at is character quality. Are you magnetic? Is there something about you that's really likable or personable, sort of quirky and memorable? Do I just like watching you and listening to you? Is it delightful? Are you engaging? Are you different? Or is there something odd about you? It doesn't really matter what it is in stand-up, but if you are a bland character, if you're just you, that's going to be a hard sell because you may be hitting it on script, your performance may be good, but the character we don't bond with the character. And I think it's one of the things Greg did really well. And I like Greg's character. There's something very likable about him. But he set a character element during his appearance on Kill Tony that changed how people saw him. And that's really powerful. Finally, it's communication quality. Stand-up looks like monologue, but it's really not. It's really fake dialogue. It's fake conversation. So great stand-up sounds like conversation. It sounds like the stand-up is having an intimate conversation with you, with every single person in the room. And to do that, you have to be truly present in the moment as a person, as a comic. You have to be authentic. You have to be able to grab people's minds and reach into the audience and sometimes dominate the audience, sometimes invite the audience to think more deeply or feel more deeply. All the things that create good communication have to be done. And I see a lot of comics, they go up and they run their script, and you can see they're sitting here and they're getting through it and they're trying to memorize it, but they're not connecting to the audience. We have one guy, Brian, in the workshop who has worked for a long time as a sales guy. And I bet he's a good one because he's very, very authentic in his communication. And as soon as he starts to talk, you can feel it. Like, oh, this guy wants to hear what I want to say. This is actually a dialogue. So those 4 areas make you a pro comic: that script, performance, character, and communication. And you get feedback on those instantly when you do the workshop. I'll also tell people, like, they can post in the Facebook group. They can post a minute or 30 seconds or whatever, and we can all give you feedback there. I've also been doing one-on-ones with people that are like an hour long, where I can give a lot more feedback. But it's the same thing. It's those 4 main core things in stand-up that make it work. So you got to raise the quality. When the workshop really starts clicking along, people will be bringing in a minute, but it'll be cooked. And right now they're bringing in a lot of minutes that are not really cooked. They haven't really worked out the performance. The script isn't tight. The character, hasn't been amplified, and the communication quality isn't quite there yet. So what we want to try to do, the model should be, bring in stuff that you've cooked, that you've made as strong as you possibly can, and then we're going to take it from there and we're going to cook it as a group. And you're going to get director feedback, you're going to get producer feedback, you're going to get writer feedback. So we can super cook it. So those 2 things, cook it yourself and then super cook it in the workshop, should get us to the point where we can make you a pro comic much faster. And that means real money much faster. Next week, we're starting the stand-up showcase at the Shiner Saloon here in Austin on February 22nd at 6 o'clock. Watch for the promos of that stuff on the Instagram page and on the Facebook page. And we'll figure out who's going to go up and how we're going to do it. It's the first month. I don't really care how chaotic it is. We'll get it to where it's tight, and it'll be a great experience for the audience and hopefully for all the comics. Keep coming back. We'll check out the workshop. Next week is, again, on Sunday from 3 to 5. And then from 5 to 6, we'll sort of figure out and wander our way over to Shiner Saloon. And off we'll go on a performance night. We'll show what people in the workshop can do. All right.